Okay, so this is The Creator on 4K Blu-ray and in Dolby Atmos, which I watched this week. It's very cool. This is now the second time that I've seen the film. The first time I watched it, Deej, close your ears, please. Just turn off your microphone, okay, or your headphones. I watched it on my phone. Oh. Anyway, so apologies for that. But I watched it on my phone. Sounds about right. Yeah, I know. I watched it over a few days because I had heard mixed things about this film. Some had said it was really good, some, and including those involved in the making of it, and some had said it's not that good. And so I was unsure, and I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to watch it just over a few days while I'm here, there, and everywhere and see if I even like the premise of it. And I did enjoy it, and I thought it was good, and it was enough, even on the phone, to kind of draw me in. And so this was now seeing it in properly 4K and Dolby Atmos. The film's great. I really, really like this movie, and I don't quite get the kind of the apathy towards it. It kind of came and it went, and some people were saying, "Oh, you know, it's nonsense," and they just dismissed it. And yet, I think this film is really, really well done. And in terms of the story, I think is beautiful, and there's depth to it, and there is subtlety to it, and so there's a really nice emotional center to it, and around that you've got a really cool sci-fi kind of story and a really good world building as well. And I love the effects work on this. I love the kind of the design of the AI kind of robots. I mean, you can see one of them in that picture there. I mean, always those ones make me think of sort of Short Circuit. Yeah. But there are loads of really cool world building, some really nice effects work and all that stuff. And again, knowing how unusually it was made, you know, they shot the movie on a shoestring and then went back and basically just added the effects afterwards, you know, in someone's bedroom, as I understand it. But you'd never know it. It still looks great. So the story's brilliant. The audio video also is really, really nice. Now, there's been some controversy about the video. Lots of people talking about the whole thing was shot digitally, and there's lots of talk about problems with the grain levels and artificial grain, and there's been people moaning about it. I did not bump into that. I didn't have a problem with it. Admittedly, only on a tiny 75-inch screen, but I didn't have any issues with the grain on it. I thought it was perfectly fine, and I am someone who sometimes does have issues with artificial grain. When I saw Nobody, I had some issues with the inconsistency of that, but this did not bother me in this at all. I thought it was perfectly fine, and I think the Atmos track is great on this. There are some really nice sequences in this. The guns. There we go. Sound good? Yeah. Although it's a bit odd, isn't it? Laser guns that fire light, and yet they're going boom, 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 which is a bit weird. But anyway, let's just take that aside.
Right. But it's cool. I thought of you when I saw this because I thought the exact same thing. And I'm like, Steve is going to love this. And I saw this months ago, right?
Yeah, you did.
And I absolutely thought of you. And I also thought I was laughing because I love the idea that, like, in Halo, you're like, it's a Gatling gun, and it doesn't sound like a Gatling gun, but it's in space. It just looks like a Gatling gun. It's like, but here you are, you get your laser gun sounding like the Gatling gun, sounding so good, and you're like, I'll take it.
Yeah, done. It's great. Well, the various weaponry in this sounds great. I mean, I love the dusty bin bombs. You know, the kind of, you know, the trash cans. Sorry, not bins, trash cans. You know, on the legs. You know, that run. I absolutely love those. I would love a maquette of one of those in the cinema room. So I think it's great, and I really enjoyed the audio. There is some very deep bass in this. You know, when Nomad goes off, I mean, that's in the first couple of minutes, you know, it goes really deep, almost Oppenheimer deep, in fact. You know, when on the first couple of kind of drops, you're like, whoa, and you can feel that kind of that feel, the vibration in the floor. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's way better than people give it credit for. And I think if you're like me, and I don't mean you, Deej, because you've seen it, but John, you know, if you haven't seen it, and anyone listening or watching, if you're on the fence like I was, just get it. Because it really is, it's intelligent sci-fi, but with nice emotional center to it. And it looks great, but sounds fantastic. So yeah, I really, really recommend this. I thought it was great.
I mean, it's a very good movie, but it's a great home theater experience. So I don't think, even from the home theater experience, maybe you don't like the movie. I think that's where the polarization is like some people are just like, that was awful. It's too much. I don't get it. Well, if it's awful and it's too much, how do you not, it's like, but I think that's where the people are complaining. I haven't heard anybody say that the home theater part wasn't very good. Maybe the grain, like you said, but even that, it's like the sounds, it's such a fun experience too. I mean, just sitting there watching this, that's what I told you. I'm like, this was so close to being one of my top, 3. Because I couldn't knock anything out. But it's any other year, you don't know. It was that good. And like you said, the bass, the dynamics of the sound in this are really, really good.
Yeah, there's cool where you've got robots jumping over characters that are on the ground, and that goes right over the top and over the overheads, and and all the kind of atmospherics as well. And it's also very funny at times as well. It's a really, really good movie, this one. And I feel a bit sorry for Gareth Edwards, because I think he's been, whereas with Rogue One, there's all kinds of scuttlebutt about what happened with that film. But this is a Gareth Edwards movie, and yet it feels like he's been a bit shortchanged with this. It just seems to have come, made no kind of impact, and gone. And it'll be forgotten about. I think this time next year, if we were like, well, remember the creator, I think most people will be like, the what? And I think which is a shame, because it's great. Yeah. So
it'll be fun to revisit in like a year or two and be like, here we go. And you'll take in even more. So yeah, definitely.
Have you seen it, John? Did you see it in the theaters? Or?
No, I haven't seen it. And I was kind of on the fence. So I did.
I think you'll get a kick out of it.
I added it to my cart. Well, I added it to my cart while we were talking. So my cart is growing during the show.
My cart floweth over.
See, like 4 movies in it right now.
Yeah, man. But it will be one, though, that, John, because I think that this is where you'll benefit, and so will everyone who's on the fence about it. Because it came and went, it'll drop like a stone price-wise very quickly, and you'll be able to pick this up for an absolute, song. So, I'll be curious to see what you make of it. I think you'll really like it. So, nice. All right, good. But recommend it.
Thanks for watching this clip from our live stream. If you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, hit the subscribe button so you can get the alerts on when we go live and when more clips come out. And don't miss out on the audio-only podcast that comes out on Tuesdays called Takeover Tuesdays, where listeners take over the show. I have other guests, and we just chat home theater. You can find it on any podcast streamer that you use. Thanks for watching. Hope to hear from you in the comments. Oh yeah, don't forget to hit that like button.
Hey, Fred.
This has been a Hey Fred production with theme music by Jeff Bernhardt and Throne Vault Productions.